Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
Mitchell to the half-court line. Donovan unloads. Banked it in! He banked it in to close out the quarter. Donovan Mitchell from half court. How about that? 47 feet away.
The biggest thing was just continue to understand to keep trusting the process and trust the work, right? I work hard. We work hard as a group. I understand at some point you're going to push through, but definitely a mental test. 2 game sevens back-to-back definitely is a mental test. But, that's why you put the work in. Understand that, we got here, but we didn't just get here to be here. We're not going to be in New York just happy, that we got here. At the end of the day, they've been off for like 3 weeks, it feels like. So for us, we got to understand they're going to be rested. We got to come in and continue the momentum and go from there.
Cavaliers are back in the conference finals for the first time since LeBron James was there. They take down Detroit. You got your wish, PK.
I did.
3 road wins in a row.
I don't care about that. You care about that.
You just said that earlier. I hope we get 3 road wins in a row.
We get 40, so you'd stop finally talking about it.
Nope.
Buildings don't determine outcomes. Players do.
Detroit didn't even come close. Beaten by 31 points at home, a Game 7 blowout of epic all-time proportions. So they'll try to figure it out. And Cleveland is on to play the New York Knickerbockers.
Yeah, I kept waiting for a run, and it didn't come.
Nothing. No heartbeat. Something. Anything. Western Finals start tonight. San Antonio, Oklahoma City, 6:30 on NBC. Eastern Finals tomorrow night. We'll get 1 game a night. NBC tonight for the Western Finals, and then ESPN and ABC will pick up the East. Anticipation, looking forward?
No, I always look behind.
Do you have favorites going to the finals here, or you consider these series toss-ups?
I'd go with the teams who had the better records in the regular season.
Thunder and Knicks.
I don't make predictions. Predictions are your thing. I couldn't care less who wins. I'm just going to sit back and watch the games.
Oklahoma City will be led by the MVP. The announcement coming that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins the award. Several worthy contenders. They went with the guy who has the most wins in a regular season. Go figure. And the update on the health of the guys in the East. OG Anunoby expected to be available when the finals start tomorrow. The hamstring strain is not as severe as ones he's previously endured, so OG cleared to go tomorrow night. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
The NFL is at this position right now because these traditional media companies cannot exist without an NFL package. If the delta gets to be billions of dollars, they will have to decide to exist without it. They'll decline faster. Cable TV will decline faster. And the only people who will be able to afford the NFL's packages will be great, big, trillion-dollar market cap companies. But they are also tough, mean companies.
Oh, yeah.
Netflix negotiated with us over the per diem cost of our production crew on an inexpensive documentary. They will not. They're going to look, Roger, whoever is the next commissioner is going to be sitting across the table with somebody who's going to go, if I don't have your rights, I'm okay because I'm still going to sell a ton of Apple phones. And if I don't have the NFL, I'll be okay.
That's former ESPN CEO John Skipper on the NFL. Another round of broadcasting rights fees. And how far can the NFL push the broadcast networks?
So that's going to be bad news? Is that it? for the consumer.
He thinks the NFL shouldn't bad news for the consumer and bad news for the NFL.
And why is it always like 10 years down the road, like all this global warming and the Earth is going to end in 25 years if we don't do this, and then 25 years comes and we're still going. These doom and gloomers in one ear and out the other.
Aaron Rodgers officially set to return to the Steelers on a one-year deal worth up to $25 million. He'll participate in the team's first day of OTAs today after arriving in town over the weekend.
Well, duh, he had no other offers.
There it is. Just waiting for that draft. Make sure they don't draft the young guy, and in he goes.
All the guys they draft are young.
Yeah, but not a quarterback. Didn't pick a quarterback. NFL owners are expected to vote and approve Nashville as host of the 2030 Super Bowl on Tuesday during their spring meetings. Titans are building a new stadium, and this could be a chance to celebrate that and send a Super Bowl to Tennessee. Seems to be the early speculation. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Big Ten coaches continue to push for the adoption of a 2014 college football playoff at the league's spring meetings in Southern California. They said moving the start of the season up to week 0, getting rid of conference title games, and ending the season by early January remain priorities as well. Big Ten looking to reshape college football. You think it's happening?
No.
SEC will hold firm?
Well, when? Is it happening? No. It might happen, but is it happening? No. Are you asking me, will it happen?
In 2026, it will not happen, that is set. But do you think it will happen for 2027?
No.
Yeah. So it's down the line again. It's another thing we can look forward to in a few years. Possibly. Kyle Whittingham and Michigan get a commitment from Charles Woodson Jr., son of the former Heisman Trophy winner Charles Woodson. He's a 5'11", 160-pound defensive back prospect out of Orlando, Florida. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Caro hits a fly ball out into deep left center field. It's back there. It is gone! Edgar Caro wins it! Shut up! Chopper over the mound toward the middle of the infield. Runner coming home. There's no play. Simeon scores. Game over. The Maine Mets, one comeback at a time, have won the series. They win this one in 10, 7-6.
Mets walk it off against the Yankees, take 2 out of 3 in the Subway Series. The Mets still straining to get back to 500. They're not there yet, but the Phillies are 15-4 under Don Mattingly. What a 19-game run for them, and they are over 500 after beating Pittsburgh. That is an amazing turnaround for those guys.
Okay, but it's May. They won 95 games last year. Who's surprised if they win 90 this year?
Chicago White Sox beat the Cubs 9-8 in 10 innings. White Sox take 2 out of 3 in the battle in the Windy City.
Yeah, 2 games over 500 for a team that sucked. Won 8 of 9. Good for them.
Right. They were down there doing all-time kind of awful stuff. Dodgers sweep the Angels. Dominating fashion. They have not been able to hit, but against the Angels, they light it up. 10 runs on 11 hits.
Yeah, Angels suck
Yep.
again.
Corey Seager, back spasms, set to undergo an MRI to determine if there are any other issues associated with his back. He's in an 0-for-27 slump in Texas, so he might be headed for the injured list. Jose Altuve definitely is oblique strain, grade 2, so he'll be out for a while. Bees wrap up the series with El Paso with a defeat. They're hosting Tacoma tomorrow. DJ and PK.
Hashtag RSL.
Travis plays a square ball. Heavy deflection. It's going to fall to Solons into the area. Cut back for Gozo. Yes!
Xavier Gozo again. Salons the assist, and it's 1-1. Glad to Sanabria. Sanabria lifts one into Salons. Header, yes! From the penalty spot, Salons puts RSL in front, 2-1. And RSL wins 2-1 and moves into third place in the West. They have been dominating teams at home. That's 7 out of 8 at home. Messi came in and gave them the loss, but other than that, they keep piling up the wins at home. They're headed to Minnesota on Saturday, and it was the youngsters starring with Salons getting a goal and assist, and Gozo now has 6 goals and 4 assists as well.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, what's he, 14?
Gozo's 19, but I get your point. Salons is 23.
23.
23 now. Yeah.
Whew, good thing we settled that. Our listeners are wondering.
Utah Royals push their unbeaten streak to 8 games. They beat Racing Louisville 2-1, and they climb into second place in the NWSL. Miller's out there watching a lot of wins. Steve Starks has to be happy. DJ and PK.
#golf.
Aaron Rye has just hit a beautiful birdie putt on 17, and he drains it. From 50 feet, Aaron Rye is unstoppable at Aronimink. He is 9 under par.
Aaron Rye comes alive in the final round and blows past the field and wins by 3 shots. John Rahm, third round leader, Alex Smalley, finishing 3 back tied for second. Aaron Rye gets the Wanamaker Trophy.
Yeah, I ride or die with him. We got $3 million.
Nice.
That's a lot of rye bread.
3.7 million. Another $700,000 of rye bread. Throw that on top of the truck before he drives away.
Amazing. I thought it was 68 feet. That gal said 50.
She was estimating live. I think the 68 feet is the number everybody's going with. You were at the Copper Rock Championship. How do I pronounce Fiona? Is it Fiona Zhu?
Yeah.
Fiona Zhu wins the Copper Rock Championship 13 under the Copper Rock Golf Course in Hurricane, Utah.
Yeah. She's an LPGA player. She won it 2 years ago. Randy Dotson had told me that there was a lot of LPGA players in there because they were preparing for the Women's Open, U.S. Open coming up. She was down by 1 at 16, and then the Canadian gal went bogey, bogey, bogey.
Ouch.
Yeah, 17. Fiona was short and chipped it short and then made about a 10-footer that was super clutch because it could have been tied going into 18, but it was not to be. She won. And I was right there. I had on a Sun Devil hat. This big dude, big African-American dude calls me over, and he's got one of those MAGA hats on, and I think, oh, where are we going with this? He says, I got a U of A hat in the car. You want me to get it? I said, yeah, I do, man, because I got some matches, and we can burn it, and then you never have to have it again. And he just busted up, and then he showed me a picture of him in a University of Arizona football uniform about 30 years ago.
Yeah, really?
But it was a lot of fun, man. Copper Rock was in great shape. The wind wasn't too bad. You know, it can get windy over there.
Hence the name Hurricane, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's as you know, my pronouns are him and Hurricane because I love being over there. And it was a sensational event, I thought they pulled it off. I was there every day, enjoying it, and it was a lot of fun. And these ladies are just awesome compared to the average golfer. You know, you always hear, well, you can take a average City League team and they can beat the WNBA's best. And that always I hate that. Drives me nuts. I hate that. Or a high school team can beat the U.S. women's soccer team, high school boys team, obviously. Yeah. they're built differently. I get it. It's just this dumb comparison. But nobody ever says these professional women golfers, you could take the average City League guy.
Nope.
They never say that.
That's not how that would work.
Because they'd get their butts kicked.
Yeah, you'd be over there looking for your ball under a tree, and they'd be sitting there lining up a birdie putt.
Yes, precisely, man. As they hit the ball so pure, you can hear it. You don't even have to. If you go by the tee, and you could close your eyes.
Yep.
And you could hear it, and you know that's a great drive.
Yeah.
And then walk 250 plus down the middle, and you'll find the ball. Yeah. But it's funny, you never hear that. You never hear that out of people. You always hear the degrading stuff, which is so blatantly stupid to say, drives me nuts. Continue to reduce women's sports, and that should never be done. But they never say it over here, which shows you how good they are. Absolutely, man. It was fun being out there. I look forward to going next year if I have the opportunity.
Pros wrap it up. They'll move on to their next tournament. So now it's about the college golf. BYU and Utah the men's teams begin play in the NCAA regionals today. BYU, number 24, is the 4 seed in the Athens, Georgia regional. Utah is the 6 seed in the Columbus, Ohio regional. So, college golf today.
The top 5 teams from both those regionals make the championships.
Where are the championships here, you know?
They are in Carlsbad, California. Omni.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, luckily they're not here in Salt Lake City, Utah today.
Right?
Yep.
Not really golfing weather.
Be pretty rough.
DJ and PK.
#NHL.
Sabres come up big Saturday night in Game 6. They routed Montreal 8-3. That series is tied 3-3. So they're going to play Game 7 in their second-round series tonight, 5:30 on ESPN. Winner to the Eastern Conference Finals to face Carolina. So you got hockey at 5:30, and the basketball gets underway at 6:30. Vegas Golden Knights were stripped of their second-round draft pick, and head coach John Tortorella has been fined $100,000 for flagrant violations of the NHL's Stanley Cup playoff media regulations as they refused to open the locker room. And Tortorella declined to speak to the media after the Game 6 win over Anaheim.
After they won, too.
I know. Some of their players did go to the podium post-game, but not enough, so they're getting fined.
So stupid.
It really is.
In 15 minutes, you're done.
Look at these. Nobody's got more money in the NFL right now, and they are running their guys out there in the offseason. And these guys have people ducking in the regular.
You won a playoff series, and
you
closed the locker room.
Fans might want to hear from you, but whatever. Slacker radio headlines and what is trending. Slacker's coming up later. What am I doing? Why do I always do that? What is trending is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. 8 o'clock, Steve Cleveland will be here. We'll talk NBA playoffs with Steve. Dr. Chris Hill, former Utah athletic director, has a book coming out. He told us a little bit about that before. He'll be back in studio this morning. We can talk some college sports with him, and we'll talk about his book, stories from his tenure at the University of Utah. A lot of stuff happened on his watch. We will talk with him coming up at 8:30. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Coming up next, the question of the day. Donovan Mitchell back in the spotlight, in a bigger spotlight than ever before. We'll get to that next. Stay with us.
3, 2, 1.
This is Scotty G and Coach Tim LeComb.
Joining us now, Kurt Heelan, NBC Sports Pro Basketball Talk.
Kurt, who's your favorite watch in the NBA, out of curiosity?
I'm always partial to dynamic, fast-playing teams and teams that move the ball. So honestly, I was watching a lot of Charlotte this year. I would say LaMelo Ball when he can play, and that's partially because he can be so good, and also because there's a train wreck waiting to happen. He was much better this year because his number of just "what are you thinking" passes went from 10 a game to 5.
I love watching Ball at times too, but I wouldn't want to build a team around him either. You may see him just like he does out on the court. He may, "What are you doing?" and as he crashes into the side of a car on his way out of the team line. He's been like 17 accidents. I mean, he plays like he drives.
Catch Scotty G and Coach weekdays from 10 to 2. Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Just top.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
The Can't Sell Sports Zone and BI Meals are honoring people that impact youth sports in our communities. Nominate the youth sports volunteer you know for the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week at KSLSports.com/contest and listen every Thursday afternoon to Jake and Ben for the winner. It's the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week. Question of the morning, Donovan Mitchell leads the Cavs over Detroit and makes the conference finals for the first time. Has he removed the doubts? Jade, nope. Jeff, no.
Why not?
Wes, no, the Pistons barely got past the Magic. It's not all impressive. He's got to be Brunson and get to the finals. Then the doubts about him would be gone.
So if he gets to the finals, that's good enough.
No.
Why not?
Well, if the question is he going to win a championship, then the only thing that removes that is the championship.
That's not the question.
The question used a
vague.
Yeah. Has he removed the doubts about what?
About his ability to be a star player.
About his ability to lead a team to the conference finals? Yes, it has. That's not the ultimate goal. I mean, the ultimate goal is, can he lead his team to a championship? Because the ultimate question here, because everything comes back to the Jazz, is should the Jazz have traded him? Could they win a championship if they kept him? That's what
we'll never know.
We won't. But we'll look at the results of the rest of his career and assume yes or no, which will be arguable because who knows what the team would have been like here versus the team there.
Well, yeah. Right. So we'll never know that.
Earl says, did Carl and John remove the doubts when they first got past the second round? Nope. They went on to lose to the Blazers, and nobody even knows who they beat.
Carl
or
and John versus Donovan Mitchell. That's a fair comparison.
2-on-1. And I would argue also with when he says nope, I would say yes. They were going to rebuild the team. They did rebuild the team. They chose to keep those two guys and build around them. You and I got here after that happened, but I heard from other people in the media here that, yeah, if they'd gone out, if they'd checked out in the first or second round again, they'd have blown that up. And they flew past Seattle in 5 games and into the conference final. And they really rebuilt around those guys and got Hornacek. And we all know, they ended up in the conference finals pretty routinely after that. So I would say that, yeah, it did matter. I think that winning every step of the way matters. I think the first time you win a playoff series just to get to the second round, that matters. When Jordan did it, there was a ton of emotion. It was a first step along the way. Every time you break through to a new level, I think it matters. It goes back to what you always say about the playoffs. That's the defining thing in the NBA for all of the best players. For the role guys, what they do in the regular season may define them. But for the top-paid players on each team, it's the playoffs.
I think Donovan Mitchell has removed any doubt that he is a perennial all-star, top 15 player in the league.
I think people might argue top 15. Certainly some would argue for it. But if you went top 25, I think people would be
top 25?
Well, that's a perennial all-star.
No, okay. I disagree. No. 20 through 24, 25, those aren't the perennial. Same guys every year.
2 in and out, yeah.
Those guys are extremely interchangeable. Guys like Mehmet
top 15, the reason I balked on
Mike Conley.
Yeah, Hornacek a year, Mark Eaton. We can list a lot of guys who've made 1 or 2 appearances along the way.
Right. That's why I went top 15.
Yeah, the reason I hedged on the top 15 was he's not on the all NBA teams every year. So
that's a freaking vote.
Well, I mean, all-star games are votes of coaches and fans to some degree. I mean, that's a little...
Right, and coaches matter a lot more to me.
Yeah.
Than
as opposed to having Yao Ming get 1 million votes from, one city in China.
Right.
And 1 million from another.
So, I think he's a top 15 player. Yes.
Benjamin says no because the East has been pretty weak this season. The Brunson-Mitchell playoff battle will be interesting. Brunson always had his number in the West. Always? I remember one playoff series. I don't know if I remember more than that.
Yeah, we'll see. I view especially if they win this one, and I would sort of like to see it because I'm a zagger when they zig and a zigger when they zag. He takes a lot of abuse around here. And, you can criticize him for leaving, criticize him for he thought he needed to be political, and then he tells us his mother had to work multiple jobs just so they could attend country day school. I mean, give me a break. You're not a street guy. No matter how much you want to pretend you are, you're not. It always cracks me up when the affluent, we'd get it every campaign. I'm a man. I'm a woman of the people. I mean, you lived a privileged life. Enjoy it. And you could try to sell us that, but I don't know that people are buying it. And who cares? Good for you. But on the court, between the lines, I don't think he should take near the crap that he gets. He's a really good player. Is he great? Is he going to win an MVP? Probably not. But he's still really good. And especially if he gets to the finals, I don't want to hear any about it because I don't hear anything about Doncic. And what has Doncic won?
Been to a final, got beat.
I got Locke saying he would trade everything.
Yeah.
Everything. He's your guy. Listen, I sat back and those 25 minutes interrupted that you guys talked basketball on Friday and we replayed it this morning. It was beautiful. The handoff big, the right wing off the bounce. Oh, I got a tutorial in basketball listening to you two guys go to town. He's your guy. And he said he would trade everything to get Doncic. Everything. That means you've got nothing left.
That was what everything would mean. Thank you, PK, for spelling that out.
And why does he not take abuse then? What has he won? But I got Shaq, Rip, and Donovan Mitchell? No. Why? It must cease and desist now, and I'm going to get an order to make sure it happens.
Doncic has more size, came in better thought of, and has still gone deeper in the playoffs.
It's not a tape measure.
And has still gone deeper in the playoffs.
That's why I said if he goes to the finals, then I don't want to ever hear it again, unless I hear it about Doncic. I put the if in there.
Ricky, let's go Knickerboxers. Well, you don't spell it with an X, but we get your idea, Rick. Ricky's all about New York.
Right. This hatred from Mitchell must cease.
Caleb, Detroit was a weaker number one seed by far. It means nothing. Oh, it means something, Caleb.
Come on.
Come on. It means something.
They won 60-plus games. The other teams in the East didn't.
Sure. They didn't. Took them down.
And they had to win Game 7 on the road. The impossibility. You had the Cavs winning 2 games ago. You had them winning in Game 6 because somehow the game was scheduled in Cleveland. And he goes on the road against all odds.
Sing it, Phil.
I mean, come on. A hostile environment, Detroit.
Yeah, I got pretty quiet pretty quick.
Detroit is a nasty place full of nasty people.
And it was 17 by halftime. just lighten them up. We are getting multiple comments. The Aggies are making themselves heard. Sam Merrill went off with 23
we'll
points.
We'll get to that tomorrow.
5 of 8.
We got 4 segments worth of guests today, so I didn't want to burn that today.
Didn't want to burn the Sam Merrill?
Yeah, so just ignore that one.
Okay, all right. People bountiful will just hold on for a second.
We'll be here tomorrow, God willing. But Mitchell is the star. So if we're going to criticize the star when they lose, we have to praise the star when they win.
Yeah. And getting to a conference final when you've never been there is a big deal.
Yeah.
Brett, no. One more series win at the very least.
I think at that point it becomes almost to the point of untouchable in terms of criticism of Mitchell.
If he gets to the NBA Finals and Wembayama, for instance, goes off, you're like, well, he's not.
Well, if they have the better
he's
team,
not 7-4. Yeah.
What do you expect him to do? We'll have to see how if they win,
right?
B, how the final
how it looks, how competitive it is.
Because if some team is just simply better than you,
well,
that's the way it goes.
Is Jason Kidd the comp here? I mean, that's a guy who was really good for a long time.
No, I think Doncic is.
Late in his career, he broke through. Yeah, and Doncic still has a lot of his career to write, though.
So does Mitchell.
Whereas Kidd, yeah, I know, but Kidd
I think Mitchell is 10 times better than Jason Kidd.
Because he got quite a bit of Kidd got a lot of love for getting to the NBA Finals in the East when it was weaker, and then they played a better team, and he's not a 7-footer, and what's he going to do about Duncan and blah, 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 and they got rolled.
He can't shoot.
But he got right. But he got
he's a nice player.
His
but
rep, really.
If you're asking me who I would take between the two, I would take Mitchell.
But I'm talking about the impact on the reputation.
No, Kidd won a title with the Mavericks. So, no.
Yeah, but he wasn't the guy.
True. He still won one.
Scott says, let's go Cavs. I'm born in Northeast Ohio. I've been a Cavs fan since the 80s when I was a kid watching Price and Darter and Elo lose to Jordan and the Bulls.
Okay, well, then you have every right to root for him.
So Scott is on board.
If you're from that area of the country, absolutely. It's a little sliver of the country.
Yeah.
It's not like, Cleveland is not, just has enormous amounts of fans all over the place. It's sort of a sliver there, Northeast Ohio. You know what I mean? Not the tri-state area. It's not Southern California. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a smaller area, so to speak, there. And if you're from that area, then you have every right to be pulling for the Cavs. As long as you were a Cavs fan when you're growing up. Don't be jumping on the bandwagon here.
He knows that's coming, so he's like, I suffered. Jordan and the Bulls. I suffered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you should be celebrating right now.
He's got to say, he goes, Donovan is no doubt the leader of the team. It's a nice, solid, all-around team, except for Harden. Jared Allen came up huge. Scott does not like James Harden.
Well,
seems to be working
they were
right
talking
now.
about that. I think Van Gundy had made the point on the show during the game. He said he wanted to see less of Harden, and he saw less of Harden.
Yep.
And so Harden is, if he's there to win, and you're 36 years old, man. You've made millions.
Yeah.
What do you care about credit? You just want to win. I mean, who cares who's the man, who's not? I'm playing a secondary role, what have you. Just win. Whatever it takes. Because the one game he didn't play, and they won. He was hitting big shots all over the place. It may come to that. And they got the game a couple games ago, Max Strus.
Yep, Strus in Game 5 was huge.
And then Merrill last night.
Merrill's big in Game 7. Save it for tomorrow.
It's all about winning at that point. I mean, when you get to the postseason, really, it should be about it the whole time. But especially the postseason, what are you worried about? Who gets the glory and all that? I mean, the one year Iguodala got the final MVP. There's somebody, Steph Curry, he didn't get the final MVP that year. No one remembers that.
I think Steph Curry.
I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
Just find a way to win, whatever it takes. That's all that matters. Mitchell will be the first guy to tell you that. If he wins the NBA title and Jared Allen gets MVP or Mobley or Harden, whomever, he'll be celebrating wildly. What difference does it make?
Jake, I'm happy for Donovan Mitchell, but the East is so terrible this year. It doesn't mean much. I'm not impressed. Let's see how they do in the next round. Okay, well, they're still in the East if the East is terrible.
Well, what do you mean you're so happy but you're not impressed? That's an oxymoron.
Well, if you're rooting for Donovan, but you have some level of I don't know, impartiality and analysis. You're not just going to wave the pom-poms for him all the time.
Oh, okay.
I'm happy
in the
for him,
West,
exclamation point.
in a game they lost, he went for 39-9-9. It's in the West, the mighty West. and now he's doing it again in the crappy East. Well, what's the common denominator? He did it in the West. He did it in the East. You want it in the North and South, too? What else do you want? Come on. That idiot takes this morning.
Brian says, I think the Knicks are going to win the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks have more scoring options. The Pistons, they only have one primary scorer in Cade.
Yeah, but they're not playing the Pistons. They're playing the Knicks.
No, I think his point is the bar is getting raised here. This is going to be a lot harder.
Then if he should accomplish it, don't tell me that it's E. You just got done reading stuff, and I know it's not you, but it's other people telling me the East is so weak, and now the bar's gotten raised substantially. And really, this is the first time I've really watched Detroit in more than just a snapshot.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, wow, they won 60 games with really only one scoring option?
Yes.
That's pretty impressive. Because that's true.
Right.
And, I hadn't really don't pay much of attention to Detroit anymore. And but then they get good. And so, I watch most of those games. And he's right. It's Cade Cunningham. He didn't have a big game. So, but this is, they won 14 games 2 years ago. They had to celebrate that they got to the second round and seventh game. That's pretty doggone good for what they're trying to do. And we'll see how they develop. I saw a thing yesterday that said they're targeting Lowry Markkanen. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I did. You can go look that up.
Yeah, it was him and one other player apparently they're going to go after.
I seen it. Yeah, Troy Murphy.
Yeah, Troy Murphy. That's who it was. Yeah.
Yeah, he's typing it up right now. He's going to look.
Targeting Markkanen.
No, he does it softly, so the listener can't hear it, but they can see it now. Hey guys, how you doing out there? Would you flip him off?
I gave him the peace sign.
Oh,
what's up?
I don't see because your fingers are so skinny now. Your fingers are so narrow. I didn't see the one finger. I only saw the other finger.
That's why we have 3 referees of the game, PK. Bad angle. You're screened out.
And Kobe studied that. He studied where they were and what he could get away with. The nuances. I listened to him talk about that, and I was fascinated by it when he was talking about it. He studied where they go because they all go to the established positions, basically, of where they should be, and then he knew what they could see and what they couldn't see. That's right down to the minute detail, and he was talking about that, and that was interesting, to say the least, when he was going on that. But I think Mitchell has clearly proven himself to be a star. And, and the fact that, okay, he's not 6'6", 6'7", blah, 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 that makes it all the more impressive. That's not a knock on him. That's actually to show you how good he is.
There's no question it's harder to play the game when you're shorter. Now, it's also why people pick against him or say he's not good enough to be considered in whatever top tier because they assume that's going to be a problem as he gets closer to the mountaintop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's why people are just going crazy over Wembanyama and David Locke dropped the 4 in a row for Wembanyama. And there are all these assumptions when you're that big.
Okay, well then that's why they should draft Bonsa because he's that big. And that's why Detroit knows they could go after Markkanen because they know the Jazz are getting AJ.
Bum, bum, bum.
The word is out.
Everyone's doing the math on the Jazz and the Cap. Something's going to have to give, and it's going to have to give pretty quickly.
Yeah, and you have a player that, is a similar height anyway.
You got to pay Keontae. They already got 2 guys signed up for $100 million. They still got to build the rest of the team.
And who can slide right in there, and that's Darren Peterson can't slide in and take Markkanen's spot. But DeBonsa can.
See?
Yeah. Hey, it adds up, don't it?
It does. The Jazz salaries add up, and then it adds up while all these other teams are circling.
Just that I don't know who the heck Detroit has that I would be interested in outside of Cunningham.
And then you start looking, is there a way to build a 3-team deal and bring a third team in to get them enough stuff?
Yeah, because I don't.
Because Detroit's
unless
not
it's
the only
Markkanen,
one.
I don't want anybody who Detroit has.
I get it. And Detroit's not the only team out there.
Unless it's Cunningham.
Detroit's not the only team out there that can do the math on the Jazz and the cap issues that they're going to face.
Right.
So a thing came up when you said that about Miami and Markkanen.
Well, he's been rumored for just practically every team in the league that used to be good and has one or two good players and could potentially elevate themselves with the services of Markkanen because he's a really good player too. So, and the Jazz. But I think that also could be, all right, we're done with that. That was when that was when I could go get Markkanen off the Jazz in the manner that the Jazz went and got Jackson off Memphis. He's a good player. They had their day, but they're in a rebuild mode now. The difference being, of course, the Jazz haven't had their day with this group.
No. But the thing that they would have in common is, hey, there's a team that's going, because of their circumstances, even though the circumstances are different, there's a team that's going to need to make a move. In Memphis, it was because of a rebuild, whereas in Utah, it's like, oh, they're going to run into cap problems here. They're going to have to move somebody. So start making your calls and do your homework. The thing is, I don't think they have to do that right now. I mean, we're talking about the right now. That may be something for, the trade deadline in a year and a half or in summer in 2 years.
Hatback is willing to pay
the road. Maybe he is, right?
Yeah, I was thinking more that they want Debonsa, and that clears a spot for him in the immediacy. Rather, you think money. I don't worry about salary cap. That's for other people to worry about. If I'm going to worry about salary cap stuff, that takes all the fun out of being a sports fan. Let some capologist. I don't get into that. I don't even know what the apron is and all that other stuff. Who grows up studying that? Well, that's not why I became a sports fan.
Yep.
To worry about arbitration or this or stuff. I mean, they all make millions and billions of dollars, and so that's never going to change. So I want to be a pure sports fan. I want to have fun with it, especially now more than ever. I got way less time than I do behind me, ahead of me, whatever that is. The fact is, by the time Debonsa hangs it up, I'll be dead.
You'd rather watch half-court shots get banked in and 68-foot putts curl and break and slow down and drop in the hole.
Yeah. I mean, I don't worry about what kind of money Tom Cruise gets for Mission Impossible. Why should I worry about what kind of money these guys get? And what's the difference? It's entertainment.
Because they're going to break up your favorite team. Except you don't have a favorite team. But that's why fans worry about it. They fall in love with players or teams, and then they end up getting broken up here.
Yeah, but that's I enjoy players.
You actually enjoy players more than teams.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But then they'll have to figure that out. But I'm not going to try to anticipate it and figure it out. I just want to see them get out there and ball and have fun. And if they can stay, the longer they can stay together, the better. I mean, the community, every community eats that stuff up. I talked about Ramondo and Beckerman. I mean, they were staples every year. Boom, they're out there. Gave the franchise and the sport, which isn't a big time sport. It's big time, but not big time here locally or in the country. It gave the team an identity, and people could identify with that. And for the statues for so many years, and when they broke up this team here, I didn't necessarily enjoy it, But I mean, it's going to end at some point. Everyone does, so they'll figure that out. But we'll see what they can do, and if they desire to, not desire, but if they have to, I guess maybe is a better way of phrasing it. If they have to trade Markkanen, okay, we'll just get other good players back for him. I mean, because trading him, if it's in your best interest, do it. Because it is a business, as Donovan Mitchell would say, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. And at the end of this segment. DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Listen to us on the KSL Sports app as well. Top of the hour. More about this with Steve Cleveland, former BYU basketball coach. He joins us at the top of the hour. Former Utah Athletic Director Dr. Chris Hill with a book out at 8:30. A lot of memories for Ute fans, a lot of stories. We will talk with him and see what he thinks about the future of college athletics as it continues to change very quickly. That's coming up at 8:30. Stay with us.
Welcome to
This is Jay Scott and Ben Anderson.
I'd almost guarantee you Washington knows who they're going to pick. All that other stuff is just garbage. It always is. Sure. All that other stuff is, there's this person's number one this time. And this person. Washington today knows their guy.
The Jazz probably know who they would take it to right now.
Absolutely do.
I was talking to somebody and they said, yeah, the 27 and 28 draft stink. The 28 draft, that's 2 years away. They're like, yeah, it's a bad draft. Okay.
Right.
So they've known this draft is going to be good for a long time, which is A, why they traded for Jaren Jackson Jr., why they set this up for 4 years, because they knew that this was how long they had to rebuild and wanted to have a chance in the Wemby draft, the Cooper Flag draft, and this draft. It was a great section to rebuild. It's why the Jazz did it at exactly this time. It's probably why they were comfortable trading Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert when they did, knowing that this is what was coming down the pipeline, but also knowing that you probably have to end in 2026 because the 2027 and 2028 drafts stink.
Catch Jake and Ben afternoons from 2 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Join Scotty G and the coach Tim Lacombe Wednesday, 10 to noon at the Bar WB pop-up event at the Cal Ranch store at 950 North Main Street in Spanish Fork. NBA Conference Finals. You got any other lessons the Jazz can learn watching these four teams advance? We always talk about it. We watch the playoffs through the lens of the Jazz. What's the model for winning? How do you do it?
I think the model is what Oklahoma City has been doing, and that's the model. It's impossible for you to anticipate getting a 7'4" player who's as skilled as a 6'4" player. The guy's Jerry West out there.
Yeah.
Right? And that they don't grow on trees. And San Antonio,
I don't know how they do it.
I want to say bleep them.
Yeah, I know.
And they got it. And
it's the third time they've had the number one pick in the right year.
Which is probably why I would root for Oklahoma City. But in the end, it doesn't really matter to me. But I think Oklahoma City is the model, and the Jazz have been going down that road. And they're built to win to an extent next season. But it's also, and maybe you can say this all the time about most teams, it's also an evaluation period to see what they need to do to get better, unless they shock the world and this thing comes together much better than we anticipate. I think it'll come together well, but I don't think it's going to be, they're going to go into the season or the postseason as the favorite by any stretch. But that's okay, because then they can see where they stack up, what they need to do, how much development of Keontae George wasn't just scoring a bunch of points with teams that lacked intensity because they knew they could beat you, or who's to say, no, what Keontae George did was extremely legitimate. And Locke was talking about on Friday that, hey, if that draft, was it the 22 draft? 23 was it?
If they redrafted, he'd go way higher.
He said third. Yeah, and maybe that's not that unusual. You can, and so it's always fun to do and go back.
If you redrafted the Donovan Mitchell draft.
Or whatever draft.
Yeah. Rudy Gobert.
And so clearly that is to be determined. How real good is he? He's good, but how real is that good?
There's validating what we saw the last year and trying to figure out how real it is. And then there's also what kind of improvement's going to be made in the next year.
Which there should be.
Yep.
I mean, you got to love everything he says. It seems like, man, he got his head on straight, And
that was a very, very big summer. How many varies should I put in that? That was a very, very,
and
very
he took
big
a
summer.
quantum leap in the mental aspect and the maturity aspect.
And then it all showed up on the court.
Yeah. So you gotta be encouraged by that and the stuff that he says and the way he's been acting as a leader when he was on the bench, and the younger guys, even the younger guys, maybe not, or the less heralded guys, because some of them may be his age or older, because he's still a young pup, how he was cheering him on and all that stuff. And the body language for Keontae George was excellent. And so that should lead to excitement. And he represents the team. He looked really sharp back there in New York or Jersey at the lottery thing, right? And he did the interviews, and he's stood up and made himself accountable. That's really cool. And how Jackson is going to fit in. And Jackson is more of a proven guy, so I expect it won't be necessarily seamless, but I don't think it'll be a problem. So there's a lot of excitement, but yet at the same time, they still have room for evaluation on how to get better. But the good thing is you're dealing, as you try to get better, I believe, from a position of strength.
DJ and PK, when we come back, we'll talk NBA playoffs and rebuilding the Jazz with Steve Cleveland, former BYU basketball coach, next. Stay with us.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Summer is all about freedom, fun, and growing up. And between the ages of 9 and 13, kids are starting to form their views about alcohol. With more independence, their still developing brains need more guidance and support than ever. That's why summer is the perfect time to stay connected and plan fun, safe family activities together. Research shows kids who spend quality time with their parents doing what they enjoy are less likely to drink underage. And when kids feel close to you, they're more likely to listen, especially when you set clear expectations. In fact, kids who drink before 15 are far more likely to struggle with alcohol later. This summer, create a no-bummer summer with fun, alcohol-free activities for your kids. Go to summer.parentsempowered.org to take a quick quiz and discover ideas tailored to your family. A little time together can make a big difference. For more information and to learn more about how to prevent underage drinking, visit parentsempowered.org.